All right, all right, all right. Oh, you're all right. You... Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice. So, this is Ginny. Say hello. Technically speaking, I'm not supposed to name her, I'm supposed to just assign her a number, because otherwise I could get attached. But I couldn't resist to give her the name Ginny. So we bought this delicious doggo from a breeder. We fetched a good price for her, which means that we can turn a nice profit on her. As you know, Pomeranians, they lay eggs, they produce milk. This is a female Pomeranian, so she will lay eggs for us. And they also grow very fast, you know. She's about the size of a chicken, and she has about the same intelligence as a chicken, the same kind of, very similar to a chicken in many ways, you know. Because they grow very fast, that means we can send her to slaughter within a few weeks, and then she'll be a family's dinner, you know. She'll be at the center of a dinner table, and they'll all tuck in, and it will make, her body will make a family very happy. Here on the farm, we have a deal. We are partnered with Elwood's Organic Dog Meat. They're a terrific company. It's all free range, locally sourced dog meat. They have the most humane slaughter methods. Out of all the different manufacturers, they have the best, the highest welfare slaughter methods. So we feel pretty confident sending this one to the Elwood's Organic Slaughterhouse. We've got a few weeks left before she reaches full Pomeranian size. She's just going to chill there with her toy. So some of you are probably thinking, you know, how dare you? What's the difference between this animal and the animal that you might have in your home? A pet, perhaps, a pet cat or a pet dog? The answer is that these Pomeranians were specifically bred for slaughter. Pomeranians of these kinds are bred for meat production, for their milk, and for their eggs. So that's about all the justification I need, really. I mean, if I assign the purpose to an animal to produce eggs, produce meat for us, then by all means, you know, and the eggs are really healthy as well. Do you want this? Do you want it like this? Yeah. So as you can see, they get the best treatment. They get pampered, they get belly rubs, right up until we ship them to the slaughterhouse at about 6 to 8 weeks. And I think that that pampering is what justifies, is what allows us to cut their lives short in their childhood, you know, in their adolescent years. Once they grow to full size, they're no longer profitable for us. And it only takes them 6 to 8 weeks because of the selective breeding to reach full size of their bodies. So I suppose mentally they are kind of like children, but I've never had a problem killing children. And the other thing that these pesky vegans don't seem to realize is that we have an agreement. So I provide food and shelter for them, a place for them to stay, and in return, they provide their meat and their eggs and their milk. It's not necessarily a deal that she can consent to, but it's one that I've chosen for her. I chose this deal for her. Who's to say? Like, she's not going to be able to say. So I know this is different from my other vegan videos. I know some of you will probably be surprised that I support Elwood's dog meat because it's not vegan. I'm still kind of plant-based, except I do not integrate into my diet Pomeranian meat, Pomeranian eggs, and Pomeranian milk, just because the health benefits. You know, if I can add 5 years to my life by consuming hundreds, maybe thousands of these little creatures, well, I get to live another 5 years as an old man, you know, with my intellectual superiority. Just more years in an old folks' home is like, it's worth those hundreds and thousands of deaths. This has actually been really hard to record. I can't even look at her and say these things with a straight face because she's the most adorable little creature in the world. I'm just taking care of her for the day for a friend. She's a very special doggo, just like the other animals. If you think of an animal like a lamb, you know, they share very similar intelligence and very similar traits. And there really isn't a trait that separates them other than their genetics, you know. So if you're against racism, which is discriminatory treatment based on the difference in one's genetics, then you should probably be against speciesism as well, which is discrimination based on the genetics of one's species. She's not amazingly intelligent. Should she or anyone else be condemned based on the intelligence that they were born with, or any other traits that they were born with? Should they determine how she's treated by humans? I think everyone should ask themselves, if you're particularly fond of dogs, what is it about dogs that you would defend with all of your vigor that you reserve when it comes to other species that are very similar in traits, like lambs or chickens or turkey? There really isn't much difference between them, and certainly no difference that warrants that kind of difference in treatment. They each have an experience of the world, and it matters to them how they are treated. It matters to Ginny how she's treated. She's a sensitive individual. She cares about what happens to her in the exact same way that farm animals are sensitive individuals who care about their experience, who care about what happens to them. Speciesism is one of those things that I think we need to get past. And I think Elwood's organic dog meat is a helpful device in figuring that out. See you in the next video. Goodbye.